Django Fett, yeah, he's a brand new Django. We've been reusing that other tool for a bunch of different characters, both for Django and for a bunch of the other background Mandalorians and stuff. So we knew we needed to get a new one out there because we had used that tool a ton. We had heard the fans really wanted a new one, and we wanted to make a new one both for this and then just for being able to have that body and everything. So it was really exciting to be able to work on this one, using all the new reference and all the new articulation that we've been doing. He'll have the butterfly joints, the pinless knees, all the great articulation. He has a workable holster with the 2 blasters and removable helmet. We also have the 5 o'clock shadow on there, so it's really subtle, and we've gotten really good with that with the inkjet and tampos to be able to have that like really natural transition all around the face. We also have like the subtle scarring across, and be able to get that new likeness of Django under there too really helps to just broaden the line, especially since we've done so many clones. It's nice to be able to have another version of that character.
The father of clones.
Yeah, the father of clones, exactly.
Well, and you guys did such a great job on the silver too.
Yeah.
Like all the learnings we've got, and how much better that has gotten over the years.
Yeah, and because we've been working on Mando for so long, we've gotten really good at that like molded metallic and then also that painted metallic. So we have a mix of that on the figure here. And we also have like some nice part breaks which weren't on the previous one to make those color breaks really clean, so that way we try to have molded colors where we can, so that we don't have like bleed over of the paint into the rest of the character. It was just a really fun and exciting character to work on, and really excited to get it back into the collection. And
it was really cool.
The master himself. The master himself doing it for us.
Luke.
Yeah, I mean, Eric is the one that really spearheads a lot of the Black Series process for all of that. The handles that you see, like that moment where they slash the pipes, do we recreate that? Like, where in that scene do you see it? Obviously, we can't build that whole entire thing in that scale for Black Series, but enough to get, to get our hunger going.
Well, and
make it really
I think
cool.
it's important too that with the vignettes, they kind of ground the figures in a way. You don't have to go deep to really get an emotional connection to the story, especially when you do something like that that's a small contained thing. You can put that on your desk and like that's giftable, like all those sort of things where it's like you immediately go to that scene. And I think Eric and team have done a great job about sussing out exactly what's the right amount of those environments to do that. And sometimes that's even like in the Mace and Emperor Palpatine pack. It's just the packaging is what you need to really get that feel. So
I mean, the SDCC exclusive is a great one.
It's beautiful.
So it's like, okay, a lava piece, right, the platform, but what about the panning droid? They do go on that panning droid. Is that, like, we need that as part of the scene, because how cool would that be?
Right.
Making the panning droid, like, the legs articulating, and the lava pieces underneath, and the accessories to build out, like, when they clash, when they don't, when they swing, and why that lightsaber swing can be. Like, all of those different things. I think the team is doing such a great job building out the playability and the world building.
Well, and making sure all that stuff works together so well too. I mean, Tom and Eric, I know, did a ton of work on making sure that those lava pieces were reconfigurable and working out that in 3D in the sculpt and adjusting it and making subtle things just to make that more universal and give more options for display. So, the Vintage Collection Republic Gunship. So for this one, we did the LAAT, the /I variant, which is the infantry-focused variant. That's what you see come in and rescue our heroes in the arena there. It's a massive ship. This thing's huge. And I think to give people a scale that they can relate to, maybe the overall length of the main body of the ship is about the same length as the Razor Crest. So if you've got one of those, you understand about how long that is. The wings, obviously much bigger, like proportions in general versus Razor Crest versus this, but I think the length of that kind of grounds you and how big this thing is. It's fully detailed out. I think like this one has rivets all over it. It's got all these tiny little panel lines, interior details, hidden details, all sorts of great stuff. And it's just a massive fun new addition and is an anchor for us going into the Battle of Geonosis theme for 2026.
The Battle of Geonosis, turning the page from Return to Tatooine into prequels.
Into prequels, yeah.
And it's such an action-oriented scene too, and the gunship was in such action-oriented shots in the movie and Clone Wars and so much others.
Yeah.
So being able to like anchor that with something this amazing is going to be fun. But again, as you guys know from Return to Tatooine, it's a year of labor of love.
It is.
Right? There's so much that goes into
Well, it's a year
what-
for the poster.
It's
and
a
then
year
it's,
for the poster. I'm handing these posters out at San Diego. I was like, this took us a year. Like, treat it well. It's not just a regular poster. It's a year. So I'm so excited for what's to come as we really turn the page for the next generation. And yeah, starting with the HasLab.
Yeah, and we've got tons of amazing pieces and stuff on this. When you look at this, there's a lot of stuff going on in this case, and all the panels for the side, all the figures, and the only things that are held to the tiers are those 3 Jedi figures, which are amazing tiers. Like, those are 3 figures that have never before been done in TVC, and great Jedi characters, really fun interactions in the shows. So, I mean, Coleman Trebor showing up and jumping up on the balcony right away to try and end it all, and whoops, well, that didn't quite work out so well for him, but he's like really cool character.
Did he know in that moment that we would make an action figure for him?
He did know. In memoriam for Coleman Trebor.
And like all the other ones are so cool and unique looking. Like Emily does such a great job. We love doing alien Jedis to that. Like they're just awesome to look
Yeah,
at.
Stacey Tin and Egan Kolar for those other 2 tiers.
Is it
and
Egan Kolar or Agent Kolar?
Egan.
Okay.
Like Megan, but Egan.
Yeah, I've been saying agent the whole time, so.
Well, it's one of those things. It's Bausch, it's Boosh. I think it depends a little bit.
I
But
say
my
Boosh.
understanding is Egan.
Okay.
Like Jing said, they're great Jedi. They're also fun additions. Like they're characters that, like, in a way, tie to that Black Series set of Mace and Emperor Palpatine, because they go on that arrest scene with him. Cool figures all around. On the base offering, all those details, like you can see the slope and doors on the sides of the ship. The removable panels, so you can close it off and make a big fully secured version. You can replace the front nose panels with nose panels that have nose art on them, so you can have 3 different versions of the ship out of the base offering.
That's the best.
Yeah. The bubble turret cannons on the front that take other figures. You have your 2 pilots in the cockpit. You've got all sorts of room for just a ton of great stuff. There's a couple stands in the case here right now. We've got it on the hover stand, so your troops can hop out and go to battle, or you can put it on the flight stand and have it posed like it's coming in and to drop off troops. So
Really like it. I like the bantha.
the Banth is amazing.
I really like the bantha. I like to pet the bantha. I like it's a stress reliever for me. I just go and just like pet the furry bantha.
Need one in a shoulder bag that just travels with you,
Travels,
like one of those little animal bags, like on the airplane.
Yeah, I mean that one was so amazing. It's like it was part of Return to Tatooine. It was a great update to it, and I don't need to go too much into it, but it's just a great updated creature. Yeah, it's really fun. What's your favorite? So many.
Well, we're gonna pretend that my answer is the gunship, because it is right now the gunship, but prior to yesterday, my answer was the retro figures that we did this year.
I love retro.
I think everybody knows that I love retro. I'm not shy about saying that. Being able to go in and do a whole bunch of figures that Kenner never did, but made sense for New Hope, that was a deep passion for me to be able to get to those, and I think they turned out great. And then now that they're flowing out and the community's really getting them in their hands, I think we're seeing a big upswell and excitement around retro, so that's fun. Looking at soft goods on figures, and it's a little different on Black Series than it is on Vintage Collection, and how we handle cloaks and robes, and it's different even within the Vintage Collection on what the purpose and intent for each figure is. Sometimes you can get better fidelity, well, most times you can get better fidelity in a sculpted soft goods piece, but that might limit the articulation sometimes. We try to make them as soft as possible, those pieces, so that it doesn't inhibit it as much. But sometimes it's still going to. It might look better and might be the more appropriate way to do a figure. Like, I'm thinking Luke Skywalker when I say this.
Yeah.
I mean, the single carded release of Luke, where he's standing there and he's got the sculpted skirt piece on his tunic. I say skirt piece, it's part of his shirt, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. And like, it looks great on that figure. But when you go to put that figure and fold him all the way to a 90-degree hip bend to get in a land speeder, that doesn't work so well. So it's one of those things where we can do that piece as a fabric soft goods piece and address that articulation need for that particular figure.
Definitely is different between the 2 scales. I'm sure everyone realizes too. Like, not just just how small and how articulated they can get and how thick the plastic needs to be. I feel like we've come a long way. The plastic is very malleable. I feel like it's very, soft for the posable action scenes, and like that's great. And of course there are moments where like that's not enough, or it's just a little different, and we need like it's not as much about the aesthetics, and it's about like those wide poses or something. And then we put all of that into thoughts as for Vintage and Black Series, so everyone is uniquely designed.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can sculpt detail into a sculpted piece. And I think we saw that on some great female Jedi characters recently in Black Series, where those pieces, we can make them thin enough at Black Series scale, proportionally thin, so that they're super flexible, but then we can also deco that because it's a molded piece, and that works out really great. So yeah, it's different for every case and every time, so we try and make the best choice in the moment for that thing.